Hello, everyone. Today's topic is the case against octopus farming. Octopus stand out among invertebrates for their complex behavior. They are capable of problem solving, mimicking their surroundings, using color changes that take place on a scale of seconds, outwitting predatory sharks, discriminating individual humans, engaging in playful behavior, and hunting in response to cooperative signals sent by fish. As these patterns of behavior suggest, octopuses, as well as some other cephalopods, have sophisticated nervous systems and large brains. Given their exceptional abilities, one might ask whether humans should be eating octopus at all? But here we want to raise a different ethical question. As global demand for octopus grows, especially in affluent markets, so have efforts to farm them. We believe that octopuses are particularly ill-suited to a life in captivity and mass production for reasons both ethical and ecological. Sheep were probably the first animals domesticated by humans for food, starting at least 9,000 years ago. Goats, cows, and chickens followed. In the 20th century, in tune with economics and the norms of the Industrial Revolution, a factory model was applied to farming these animals, which facilitated an extraordinary increase in the number of animals produced for food. Factory farming also led to concerns about animal welfare and environmental impacts, including habitat loss, excessive use of fresh water, and pollution. Until fairly recently, aquatic animals were mostly exempt from this factory farming fate, and were almost exclusively harvested from their natural habitats. Intensive aquaculture became part of the global food system in the latter half of the 20th century, and is now one of the fastest-growing food industries. Aquatic animals are under rapid domestication, and approximately 550 different aquatic animal species, from oysters and shrimp to rainbow trout, and even bluefin tuna, are raised in captivity in nearly 190 countries. Farmed aquatic animals now constitute half of the seafood market in many industrialized countries. As with terrestrial animals, the intensive farming of aquatic animals is associated with animal welfare and environmental concerns, but little is known about how to ensure the welfare of farmed aquatic animals. Fish kept in captivity develop traits not seen in the wild, and tend to be more aggressive, experience more chronic stress and injury, and contract more diseases. Fish raised in intensive production systems may have lower immune function than do fish that have more control over their lives. Even simple parameters, such as tank wall color, can have dramatic effects on fish preferences and aggression. Feeding fish with fish. The environmental impacts of aquaculture are well known. They include pollution from nitrogen and phosphorus released from feces, and food decomposition, contamination from fertilizers, algicides, herbicides, and disinfectants, excessive use of antibiotics, interbreeding and disease transmission between escaped fish and wild varieties, and loss of natural habitat, such as mangrove swamps used for farms. But the biggest ecological concern is less familiar. Unlike terrestrial farm animals, the majority of which evolved as herbivores, most farmed aquatic animal species, including salmon, trout, and shrimp, are carnivorous and depend on fish protein and oil during certain developmental stages. Feeding most farmed aquatic animals puts additional pressure on wild fish and invertebrates for fish meal. Around 1/3 of the global fish catch is turned into feed for other animals, roughly half of which goes to aquaculture. Many fish meal fisheries are subject to overfishing and are declining. Reducing the ecological impact of catching fish to feed fish means reducing the reliance on wild fish and invertebrates for fish meal. One option is to focus aquatic farming on invertebrates and other species lower on the food web, yet the percentage of farmed aquatic species that need to be fed is increasing relative to species such as freshwater carps, bivalves, and aquatic plants, that require little to no feed. There are approximately 300 species of octopus, more than 100 of which are captured in the wild using nets, pots, lines, and traps. Since 2008, the reported annual global catch of octopus has been about 350,000 metric tons, about 385,000 English tons, which is likely a conservative estimate, as catches are often underreported, particularly in nearshore, artisanal fisheries. Regionally, octopus fisheries are in decline as measured by peak catches, and many octopus fisheries are now overfished. However, new fisheries for octopus continue to open, particularly as ground fish, octopuses' main ecological competitors, are themselves depleted. Overfishing of octopus, combined with growing demand, is driving octopus prices up. There is already a wealth of research that suggests octopuses are one of the most complex and intelligent animals in the ocean. They can recognize individual human faces, solve problems, and remember the answers for months. And there is some evidence they experience pain and suffering. Numerous videos on the internet of octopus escaping from their tanks or stealing fishermen's catches have fueled a human fascination with the only invertebrate that the 2012 Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness considers sentient alongside mammals and birds. The technology may well become available to farm octopus at an industrial scale. It is our hope that if such an option does become practical, society will recognize the serious welfare and environmental problems associated with such projects, and octopus farming will be discouraged or prevented. Better still would be for governments, private companies, and academic institutions to stop investing in octopus farming now, and to instead focus their efforts on achieving a truly sustainable and compassionate future for food production. Thanks for watching.